Do you think Mark Milley was somehow involved in what
Wow.
transpired there?
That's an interesting name because didn't have any involvement with him, never had any engagement with him. Uh, but afterwards, his name sure seems to be coming up a lot after
Yeah.
January 6th. So I don't know. I have anything, don't have anything definitive, but I will tell you this. So 209, we finally get approval.
Okay.
I'd actually reach out to William Walker at 149 and said, listen, send me whatever you got, please. I'll have approval any minute.
Mhm.
You know, I was calling chiefs of police everywhere when I couldn't get approval.
Yeah.
Even though it probably was a violation of law, I started saying, you know, I'm watching my officers and they need assistance. So I'm calling everybody. So at 209, I get approval. At 2:34, I get notified that I need to be called on to a conference call with the Pentagon.
Okay.
Finally, I get on the conference call after dialing in several times. Lieutenant General Walter Pyatt is on there. Lieutenant General Christopher Flynn, and several other people, including the mayor of the District of Columbia and Robert Conti.
Okay.
And Lieutenant General Walter Pyatt asked me, so you need National Guard support. Now, I'm watching what I see on the news.
Right.
I know they're in the Pentagon watching the same thing on their big screen TVs. And I'm thinking, you're asking me this now? I mean, why isn't the resources here? And I said, absolutely, this is an urgent request. I need National Guard support immediately. Irving told me. He responds, you know what? I don't like the optics of the National Guard standing in line on the hill on Capitol grounds. I'd much rather relieve your officers from traffic posts so they can go and fight the fight. I said, all my officers are in the fight. I need more support. I need National Guard support immediately. And again, he repeated the same thing. So we're going in circles. And I told him, listen, sir, I need immediate assistance. And I'll never forget it. He says, you know, my recommendation, because he now is going to make a recommendation to the Secretary of the Army, his recommendation is not to support my request.
Wow.
I was shocked. Wow. Robert Conti butt in and said, you're not going to support the chief's request. He said, well, it's not that, you know, I don't want to support it. I just don't like the optics. So again, here we go. This optics keeps coming up. So I'm hearing from Paul Irving. I'm hearing from Lieutenant General Pyatt. But again, he says he's going to run it up the chain. Again, run it up the chain. You know, twice we have leaders that don't make decisions.
Right.
And get back to me. I have no idea what the final decision was. There was a kind of delay after delay after delay. But I will tell you, the question was, do I think Mark Milley was involved?
Yeah.
So we now know on January 4th, Mark Milley and Christopher Miller were talking back and forth. They were maybe over at the White House, and they expressed such level of concerns for violence occurring on Capitol Hill that they talked about revoking the permits that are issued here. We issued 6 permits. You know who signs those permits?
Who?
I do.
Okay.
I signed those permits on behalf of the Capitol Police Board. You know who they didn't tell of their concerns? Me. So here we are, we're having protests. They're so concerned they had talked about locking down Washington, D.C. And I found this out only afterwards, after doing a little bit of research. They were talking about locking down D.C. Never told me anything about it. Yet January 4th, Christopher Miller puts out a memo restricting the National Guard from participating in any civil disobedience control, riot control, anything like that, that they're so concerned about happening. So I tend to wonder, you know, why?